Broadcasting live from upstate New York, a technology talk show that puts you and your questions first. It's Tech Talk Live.
Yeah, baby, it's Tech Talk Live. Coming to you live from upstate New York. I'm Flipper.
I'm Snipe.
And I'm JJ.
And we're a computer talk show here from upstate New York. I think we're going to go around the table here once, right? No, I already did. All right, if you want to give us a call.
Give us a call at 1-315-220-0692.
Or give us an email, and you can get your question or comments right on the air at
techtalkliveny@gmail.com.
Nice.
Well, I wish more people would call in so that we have more content to the show.
Right.
There's a ton of computer questions out there, and nobody wants to call in. I don't know why.
And they should call in to get their name put in for the drawing.
Right.
Which will be
for today.
Last day to get the 8 gigabyte USB flash drive that we've been working on giving away for the last 3 months.
Next month is going to be what, iTunes or iThings or whatever?
Hey, you're the one who's doing the promotions for that, so whatever you
Well,
want.
I haven't got paid, but any and all donations are greatly appreciated.
You do an iTunes card or something, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. That sounds like fun. Hey, give us an email and let us know what you want, and we'll see if we can't get it. And...
Yeah, I'm not going to get you that Mercedes.
Right.
Not unless it's one that's been already bends around a tree.
That's the only kind you can afford, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's funny.
That was.
Anyway,
He's
wow.
got his one-liners.
We are all kind of just in a slump this week, aren't we?
A little bit. It's been a long week.
It's got to be the heat and the weather and all that. We want to enjoy the weather outside. I like gardening. You know what I mean? New technology. I got some new veggies that I'm trying this year that are disease resistant, and also they last longer shelf life is supposed to be. So that's technology and going green.
Going green.
Going green.
And then I spread all my BS up there, and everything jumps right out of the ground.
Yeah.
Right?
I bet you can fertilize a whole garden with all the BS you got.
And then some, huh?
Right.
It's overgrown, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something.
You see that cucumber of his?
He doesn't need Miracle Grow, that's for sure.
I got the best weeds this side of Texas. I'll tell you.
Absolutely.
The best crop of weeds this side of Texas. There you go.
Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. That's good.
Well,
that's
if you're BYOD or BYOD or whatever, you're going to talk about that.
Right. Well,
It's not bring your own beer. It's bring your own devices.
Yeah, I don't know. BYOB sounds pretty good. Hey, stop by the studio. Bring your own beer. It's all good.
That's coming up shortly, too.
Right. No, BYOD, one of the big things that has been exploding in the marketplace, for jobs and stuff is BYOD. Which is bring your own device. In other words, like if you bring your own tablet, like you have an iPad already,
yeah.
or your own cell phone that you can use for business work, or whatever the case may be. And the question arose, and this is where I came up with the topic, was the question arose that would BYOD or could BYOD actually provide some sort of unfair edge, or maybe an edge to people trying to get jobs.
Advantage or disadvantage.
Right. So, I don't know.
Depends on what's in it, right?
Right.
Right. So, I suppose, I've been doing a little bit of research here and there, but I thought we'd have like a little round table about it. Thinking about where BYOD would be and what do you think that might, for like put yourself in anybody's shoes or any business shoes, or government shoes or whatever.
It's been like this for a long, long time. You gotta present yourself, and it's just like I say, if you're going for a job, you don't tell them you cut hair all your life if you're going for a meat cutter, Mm-hmm. So cutting your hair doesn't get with meat cutting, you know.
I don't know about that. Some of the hair cutters probably could
get butchered, that's for sure.
They're pretty good butcherers, right?
Right.
Well,
absolutely.
I just thought I'd throw it in, and then I got into a joke, right?
Right. But that's a good way to get into a joke. I like that. That was fun. But no, I think I was trying to put myself into like saying, let's go to a local communications company, like I don't know, like a radio repair company would be a good one,
or a computer repair company.
Or computer repair company.
Right.
Okay, so
any technology,
So saying if we were the owners of that technology company or that repair company, what would we be looking for in applicants? Would a BYOD person, really set themselves off compared to a normal person? I don't know. I mean, I was trying to think of it. If you were applying to the job and you said, well, geez, I bring an iPad and I also bring a reliable cell phone that's a smartphone that I can receive emails at any time, and I have texting and I have this and I have that, versus maybe somebody else, maybe JJ is applying for it, and, he doesn't have any of those things, but he has a skill set.
I have the unlimited plan, so feel free to email me, text me, anything you want.
Well,
right.
Here's the excuse.
And I'll foot the bill for it because I need it anyway.
See,
Right.
no, I'm looking at playing a child's advocate now as the now all of a sudden you say, well, I didn't receive that,
Right.
or I didn't get this.
Well,
But you have 2 or 3 different types of communications that you give me a way to contact you, and if you didn't receive it on one, you didn't receive it on the second, I don't think I want you to be there very long.
right. So that brings another standpoint, is that companies now would have to make good policies.
Correct.
So that
Well, the policies probably would be already in place with the company
Right,
for
well-
that kind of stuff.
I'm thinking if you're going to make it a policy for me, then I'm going to use it as a tax write-off as well in the long run.
right.
Really.
Really, yeah.
Job related.
Job
Why
related.
wouldn't
yeah.
you? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just like work's required me to have a phone at home so you can reach me. So I can be readily available. Mm-hmm. I don't claim it as a tax write-off, but you probably could almost could, right?
Yeah, or you should be
I've
able
already
to.
tried
You
that.
already tried it? Doesn't work?
Don't work not unless they've changed the tax law since I got out of
You got to
work.
try.
See, well,
I used to be on 724,
Right.
You know
in the
what?
winter,
Exactly.
and
I'm
couldn't
going
do
to
it.
mention somebody else because, I do listen to their show, the Dave Ramsey show. I just, like it on, he has some good points. And one of his points the other day was the fact that no matter what whether you're in business for yourself or you work for somebody else, technically you're self-employed in any given situation. And that's really a smart and very insightful way of looking at employment in general, is that it doesn't matter where you're employed or how you're employed for yourself. You have to go out and pound the pavement in order to get a job. You have to go out and go to that job every day in order to receive money. So why wouldn't the tax laws, so bringing it back around to the point, why wouldn't the tax laws allow the typical employee, if they have BYOD, to write off some of those expenses as a tax write-off? Because technically...
me as an individual, write it off?
Yeah.
Well,
You write off mileage, right?
you're
You're like a home nurse, right? You can
Yeah, well, it depends
write
on...
off mileage and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, write off mileage, yeah.
So why
There's
couldn't you do it
certain
with
things
devices?
that you can and certain things you can't.
Right,
know?
but I'm just saying, that would be, I haven't looked up the laws. We'd have to start looking at the laws
Oh,
and
you
stuff,
gotta
but...
you gotta be stack of laws about 4 or 5 feet high. You know what I mean?
Right.
You go through all these things just to find that stuff. Keep
I'm gonna buy a law library just for Snide and call it his other son.
Right?
the thing of it is like we've always said, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid,
Correct.
so that everybody can understand it. But no, they got to write all this other stuff in there, and it takes a Philadelphia lawyer to find out whether you can or whether you can't.
Then I think you got a point where doesn't an employer have to stop? I guess stop is that or think through the process of, is that equipment that he's providing with him, is it going to be reliable, and is it going to be there for the use that I need it there for?
Right.
To do its job.
So that's gonna be the
If
tough
you're out
one,
in the
too.
field and it dies on you, then what?
Right. Who's
The employee's not-
responsible?
Well,
Right, who's
that was-
responsible?
that
Is the employee doing his job, getting the job done?
That was the
where's my-
excuse that I was using, that, my one dad, I was out of communications, I was out of the area,
I'm sure
I mean,
there's
just
didn't hear it,
not communications, but to do the job,
right.
proficiently, actually.
So now all of a sudden you give them, you supply these pieces of equipment for the person,
Right.
and now all of a sudden they're still using the same excuses. You excuses are only
Document.
for the person that's making them. If you're reliable, it's your job to make sure. And it's just like I say, now go to a court of law, you know what I mean, and it's well researched, and they just ask you a question, and it's not about all sorts of
Oh,
excuses.
look, we got a phone call. Incoming call.
Yay!
You're on Tech Talk Live. First name and where are you calling from?
This is Donna.
Hi, Donna.
How are you folks today?
Doing good. How's the garden?
Good. It's growing. We need some rain, though.
Yes.
Too hot and dry. What I called for is I was going to call you fellas last week, but I didn't get a chance. I just wanted to thank you and Snide again for helping me with my Kindle Fire. I
Oh,
really appreciated it.
no problem.
I have my email working just great. And
I think I got to send you another one.
Send her another email.
I was just going to tell the folks out there they need to call you because if they have any problems with any technology, you guys help me out. I'm pretty sure you can help someone else.
Well, thank you. We always love the vote of confidence.
Right? Goes a long way.
All right, I'm
like
gonna
a-
stick.
like-
I'm gonna stick your name in the pot for the USB 8 gigabyte thumb drive. So
We're
you,
on today.
yeah, you can give it to Fred and say, "Here, play with this, figure this out." Right?
Not. That'll be for me.
Ah, there you go.
He would be all thumbs anyway, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd be all thumbs.
Bad
All right. Have a great day.
You too, Donna.
you too.
Thanks for
Thank you.
calling, dear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
That's great. I love it when things actually work like that. You know, phone worked and question or about the comment at least.
Well, like I always say, any and all donations would be greatly appreciated.
Absolutely.
You know, the next thing you know,
Well,
you got a
sponsor the
bushel.
show.
Right.
You got a bushel of corn out here on the back plug.
Right.
Right?
On the back garage
Right.
here.
So, I mean, back to the original topic here and the BYOD piece. I mean, I definitely hear you on the point that, well, what if it's not reliable, or what if the person, generally the person's not reliable? I'm going to tell you firsthand that I don't care what company you work for or what technology you have, there's always going to be downtime with those things. The question comes down, wow, you are leaking. That's funny.
All right.
Are you what?
You could. I don't know if you guys could hear that on the mic.
Oh, like,
Yeah.
wow.
Just kept right on it going too. It was like, holy cow!
Oh, it's all shook up.
Cheers,
Pepsi.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Sponsorship. Yes.
Yeah.
Send us a case.
Send us a case. Is that all we want? Is a case of Pepsi from Pepsi?
Well, we could use $10 a week or something, you know.
Right. And we'll
Right,
drink,
that'd be great.
we'll drink all the Pepsi in front of you.
So I
we
mean,
can
yeah,
Sorry.
really, the
Objection.
thing that I'm kind of coming back to is that yes, there's always going to be downtime and things that are working well and not well. And, you know, the employer is going to have to determine what those thresholds are. The thing that bugs me more is if I do bring my own devices and I do maintain them, I should be getting salary compensated for those things because those employers aren't needing those devices to keep me going, you know?
No, they're not required or not being needed through the company.
Right. The company doesn't have to fit a $500 bill for a year or every 2 years for an iPad. They don't have to fit a bill for a $300 cell phone. They don't have to fit the bill for the plan every month. So, I mean, right there alone, if you really looked at a monthly cost for that, it's probably
Huge
somewhere in the
savings.
range of about $150 to $200 a month that you pay for those devices.
And if you have 100 employees
Right.
who bring everything to the table,
Right. That's a good savings to the
Right,
company.
exactly.
Now, from an employee standpoint, I would want to be compensated a little bit
Contractual.
for that, you know?
bring it up
Well-
negotiations.
Now, now,
Right.
now,
Right.
no, you're talking about the computer and that side of it. Let's go with a truck driver.
All right.
The company don't provide him with a CDL. You have to have a CDL, but they don't compensate you for it.
How much does a CDL cost?
Well, mine was $175 for 3 years, and I had to have a physical every year.
Okay, so let's figure 175 plus a $200 physical. $200.
Each year to say I'm qualified.
Well,
Right.
no, you said 3 years for.
For 175 for the license.
$175 for 8 years.
For 8 years.
license.
Oh, now it's 8 years. Okay. So
All right,
and then-
and then you turn around.
hang on, let me write this down so I got numbers. 175. Whoops, 175
Times 8.
by 8. No, it's each year or it's for 8 years.
8 years.
So divided by 8. Okay, so give or take 2. 2 point something.
Yeah.
So
Let me
okay,
get-
we'll say it's $20.
Let me get my calculator app up.
We'll just say it's $20. $20 a year. Okay, so there's $20 a year. Your physical every year or every 3 years? How many?
Every year now with a CDL.
Okay, so
somebody
that's-
says, it's 2 years. It's not what I read when I was getting it. I have to take a physical every year.
Okay, physical typically costs what, $75 to $100 for a doctor if you
No,
self-pay?
it depends on whether you got insurance or
We'll
whether
say
you don't.
$100. We'll say $100. Okay, so there you go. $100.
And then you go out there on the road, and then you got all the harassment of the police department, and going after all these CDL drivers because they're all driving these unsafe trucks, but they won't go after the ones that are doing all the crap to these people.
They're just being proactive. That's all they were doing.
So,
I like the way you put that. Thank you for the save. I couldn't think
Correct.
of anything.
Correct.
no, I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Well, let's get back to the real point. The point
Right.
is the cost of owning that CDL. So right
But
now,
you're not getting $18, $20 an hour for being a CDL driver. You're only getting 10 or whatever they feel like paying you. Some are still only paying $8. You
Okay,
know?
so-
Are they paying mileage too, though, on top of it? Is
Nope.
it your own truck?
Nope.
Their truck? What?
so it's
Well, if it's your
120
truck, you got the right to charge whatever
Okay,
you
so
want.
it's $120 per year, and then the compensation for a truck driver is $10 an hour. You said, or mileage, or what are we talking?
You'll get a straight pay or a load pay. Usually the load pay figures out to be roughly minimum wage.
Really, for a truck driver?
Right. Unless you're getting some of the good government loads, you know what I'm saying, from military base to military base or something like that.
See, I didn't.
I bet you most of them get paid mileage. I bet you.
Well, he was a truck driver, so
No, I'm just saying.
The trucking company a lot of times get paid mileage.
right.
But the driver doesn't
So,
get
the
doesn't
driver-
pass down to the driver at all.
No.
Wow.
See, it's just
unless
like
you're
this.
over the road, then it's mileage based.
Well,
I
I'm
know
just
that.
I'm just using typical things that go on.
Right.
But like I said, anybody out there is a truck driver at the present, call in and let us know.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
like to know that.
315-220-0692.
Right, or email us. I'm
Right.
good with that.
So we're open to suggestions on this, but I'm just saying, we were trying to get to the point of BYOD.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. You're trying to use the truck driving thing as an
As-
example,
as an
as the
example.
BYOD here, and the question comes down to is what the company is saving versus what the user has to pay for. Okay, I think a $500. I mean, I think when I was adding it up in my head, I was up to about $250 a year, maybe $300 a year, just to have those devices. Okay, and then that wasn't even service charges on top of that for like the wireless part of it. So you
Right.
add another $40 a month there.
Especially if you're
So-
roaming, then you're.
So you're talking
The fees are going
$1,000 to
up.
$2,000. We'll roughly say it's $1,000 to $2,000 a year just to have the BYOD situation to make you more marketable or whatever the case may be. Back to the original concept.
Yeah.
Now we use the truck driving thing.
But if you're got your own truck, sure you can charge by the mileage.
Right.
You can get mileage. Usually that's probably right now. I'm going to say probably $2 to $2.25 a mile because of the fuel.
$2.25 a mile.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good. Okay, so
Well, now you got the trucking firms. They're going to be bringing their GPSs and stuff
But-
into play. And now, what happens if they get lost and the load doesn't make it there on time? And
Right.
I'm sure there's contractuals, and
right.
what happens then?
Yeah, what happens then when technology fails them?
Right. Exactly.
So, but
So-
there's all sorts of stipulations in that stuff. But
Right, but if you bring your own GPS and truck, does that make you more valuable?
well,
You think a
sure
company would
does.
hire?
Well,
right,
sure
sure does,
does.
right?
Actually, makes.
I mean, I wouldn't
Makes
go
the
into the
value for me
factory
more.
and bring my own machine in there to produce 10 cans.
Well, no, different
thinking if I-
story. That's a
Yeah.
laboring job.
But
I mean,
I'm just.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
if I'm
well,
bringing my
truck-
own truck in, I'm going to make more money too. So on top of it,
right.
Should
But
be.
you got not only on top of that, you got maintenance and you got tires and oil changes and fuel and
Right.
and that adds up. After a while.
Right.
Right.
That's what I mean. I mean, it really kind of comes down to that whole thought process. I mean, okay, what you're bringing to the table with your iPad and your phone and your this, your that, okay,
Right.
which is costing you $1,500 a year. We'll rough it out, okay? Versus somebody that's just getting hired as a driver that has to maintain a CDL at $120 a year. Is there going to be, or should there be, some type of compensation difference between what you're bringing to the table, what you're bringing to the table, because you spend more on your BYOD versus you spend less on yours?
Well, I'm just trying to use an example of different different companies that pay different rates,
Right.
and like UPS pays pretty good money.
Right.
We're talking up there in I'm saying $18 an hour
If you're a driver.
if you're a driver up
Yes.
in that neighborhood.
If you're a package handler, it's minimum wage.
No,
Yeah, it is. We just applied for one.
You just applied for one.
Yes. Somebody in the family just applied for a job up there as a package handler, and it's minimum wage.
Is that in the warehouse or is it in a?
in the
No, I'm
warehouse.
talking as a driver, delivery
As a driver,
driver.
you're getting about 18 an hour.
As a delivery driver, you're making a better buck.
Which isn't too bad around this area.
Yeah.
Well,
really,
really,
think about
no.
$18.
But then you turn around and now you're saying, well, Jesus, what about these garbage truck haulers? You know what I mean? The local truck drivers. We're trying to get the scenario of what you're saying going into a company or something compared to being something else. But the truck driving industry is such a wide range from minimum wage up to union and above. You know what I mean?
Right.
It would just be just like construction. I'm trying to use the same example there.
Well, it would be the same
From
way in technology as well. I mean, if you
a guy don't have to come in with his own shovel, but he's got to bring his own hammer if he's in
Well,
construction.
that's kind of changed too a little bit. There's quite a few places that require
A few more tools, right?
Yeah, you have to bring your own tool set, and they
Auto
give you a list
mechanics,
of,
yeah.
auto mechanics. Look at
Yeah.
them; they got to bring their own tools.
Yeah,
Period.
but what are they getting? They're not.
not
I don't
getting-
see.
They're getting 15 an hour,
Right,
maybe. If you're
which
lucky.
is where
Maybe.
which is where
Right.
that breakup of the BYOD, which is the part of the problem that I have with it, is that companies are asking for more and more and more and more, like BYOD and so on and so forth, but we're not getting the compensation as workers to go do those jobs. So I can look at it from a business standpoint and be like, well, you know what? I mean, I really want my labor as cheap as possible because that's really what's going to kill me probably in my budget. But at the same time, I really think that it comes down to a fairness thing too. I mean, if a mechanic has to bring in their entire tool set when they come work for a company, if you hire, saying we go buy that bike place out on 318 here, and we decide to do bike mechanic, and we require the first mechanic to walk in with their own tools, or every mechanic to walk in with their own tools.
Right.
You're going to have to compensate them for those tools. Those tools were expensive.
See, well, I'm not trying to advertise for somebody, but I'm just saying Rob Harding over there for auto specialist over there, and
Hi, Rob.
he requires to have your own tools. But any of the specialty tools,
Yeah,
such as the computer stuff and all that stuff, he's the one that furnishes that stuff.
So you can be a good boss and play nicely with others and figure your savings and then throw your employee a percentage.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of companies aren't doing that though. But they're again, with the employment situation as bad as it is as well at times. I mean, it's better. It's better than what it was. It's not as good as it should be.
So do you want a job?
Yes.
I hope you have these
Yeah,
skills.
come and see.
I'm not compensating.
Come and
you
see
for you.
Flipper. He'll put you on the mic.
I'll put anybody on the mic, but it's free. I don't know if we do the job
Well,
for free at this point.
I got offered a job this morning, $30 an hour.
Did you?
working. Yeah, as a supervisor. Only as a supervisor. No hands on or anything.
Yeah?
$30 an hour.
Do what?
Fred offered me the job. Watching them tear down making sure I'm supervisor tear down a greenhouse.
$30 an hour, I would have took it.
I would like.
But he
I would like
he
to
would've-
see that.
He would have cheated me out until they got me down to minimum wage anyway.
Yeah, probably
He'd have
chewed you
figured
up until
something
you got there, right?
Right.
That's funny. Anyway, but yeah, no, I really think that. How do I want to word this? I really think that depending on how you want to perceive the job market today, depending on what jobs you're going for, depends on how you think about how you apply and what you get.
Equipment and tools and things that you've got to supply.
Right.
Now you can't afford it because you haven't been working. You're unemployed. You
I'm
can't
just out of
afford the
college.
tools.
I'm just out of
Right.
college. I just got my education.
Well,
So-
but there's another thing you could do. You could say, "Oh, really?
Getting close.
Holy cow! Yeah, like 1 minute." There's another thing. So if you do come out of college and you're trying to do BYOD so that you can get hired, you could always make the statement on your resume or cover letter that you are willing, once you find a job, that you will buy your own equipment to do those.
Right.
So you do become that more valuable of employee that way. I don't know.
Well, we going to break or what?
Yeah, we can go to break anytime.
And you're listening to Tech Talk Live on Finger Lakes One.
You know what? You're right. I'll talk to you at break. Anyway, you've been listening to Finger. Forget it. We're going to break. Bye.
Sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's no place you can get it. At fingerlakes1.com. Come on over to fingerlakes1.com. Like us your homepage. News, weather, sports, and fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One.
www.fingerlakes1.com.
You're listening to Free Music by Dano. Download free MP3s at danosongs.com.
Talk Live on Finger Lakes One.
We are a call-in technology talk show, so give us a call, 315-220-0692.
Or, email us. Tech Talk Live at Gmail or NY, Tech Talk Live NY at gmail.com.
And you can find us on Facebook as well.
Yes, just look for Tech Talk Live, or if you want to check us out on the old shows on Finger Lakes One, you can go to podcast.fingerlakes1.com/Tech Talk Live.
And if you enjoy our faces, you can see it in video too.
On YouTube, yep.
Yep.
Just look for Tech Talk Live NY.
And give us a little sponsorship as well.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
Click on an ad.
Yeah.
So
click on our ads or give us any donations would be greatly appreciated.
there's probably somebody right out there right now. Hang on, let me change it to the three-wide camera.
3 wide.
Okay, there's probably somebody out there. Click on us now, and they're probably clicking on my nose here right now.
Right. Can't
click
miss
on
that
us
nose.
now, and what that gets
Easy
you.
target, right?
Right.
So, anyway, the second half of the show is going to be about
Discussion. Online reviewing systems. Does it help or distract from buying online?
Right.
Well,
The question comes down to is several people were talking this last week about buying new equipment, and I'm one of them. I ended up buying that Canon 5D Mark II with the new lenses.
that $35,000 camera that you got on,
$6,500. Thank you.
that he got on sale for $3,500.
No, actually, everything came out to be like $7,800. I got a pretty decent deal with.
Did you show
with some
him
help
your,
with somebody else, and
Did you show him your AAA card and got a discount?
AAA,
there?
yeah, that's what I got.
Oh,
No,
we're
Your good Sam's Club and all that stuff.
thank
Hold
God
on,
for
I
other
get-
people. That's all I can say.
Right.
So without mentioning names and how everything.
Anyway, I
played
get you
out.
my Pepsi advertisement.
Right,
Hold on.
right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Wow.
And then we
Anyway.
go to NASCAR and we're going around the block and around the block. And
Shifting gears, baby. Shifting gears.
Turning left, man. Turning left.
But no, so going out and doing, purchasing things, several people are in the market for new computers and, new cell phones and stuff. And people go out and read these reviews. And the question comes down to, and the question I have is do online reviews from people who have bought the equipment really truly help you, or does it actually make it tougher to make the decision to buy?
there's a lot of things that I review, but not the online people that post a review about it. I look and see, and I do that. Now they got a comparison site there that I forgot now what it was, that you can compare two items and compare, what's good and what's not good. So you can make your own analogy of, do I really want to buy that, or do I want to look somewhere else for something else?
I've
Or
been
better?
I've been finding myself reading all the reviews that people leave on
Yeah.
stuff lately,
And I can't
and
believe it.
that's been persuading me if I won't buy or not.
Right.
A lot lately.
But the question comes
But
down
I don't
to,
use the commercial review ratings or
right.
what you find online. I usually just find the personal reviews by people.
And you
Not
find that
professional reviews.
you find that to be true and accurate all the time, or not?
Most of the time,
Really?
most of the time,
See, I kind of
I'm
find
like,
it.
Yeah, one of
Yeah, see, I
one
kind
will
of
post on this point, and then the other
Right.
one will post here. Well, I like it. This one says I don't like it.
and
I
then you
wouldn't
got 10
buy,
people
and-
say 10 people say they like it, and 4 say they don't like it. Oh, okay, I'll probably end up liking it.
Yeah. So
Or
you
if I
kind
get
of
10 saying that I don't like it, and 4 are saying, "Oh, it's great," I'm going,
Right, well, I mean-
okay, maybe there's something better out there.
right.
Right.
I think the thing that I get frustrated with is people post and they it's kind of like a zombie post. They just kind of post the negativity. Period. This product sucks. Well, why does it suck? And I think that's one thing that.
Well, those comments you got to skim over. Just
Well, that's the
move on to
problem. I don't
next
think a
one.
lot of people do, and that's where I think a lot of people don't. Because I mean, I had somebody the other day tell me, "Oh, I'll never buy an Alienware laptop ever.
Alienware.
Haven't you ever seen the Alienware laptops? Well, Dell bought them out. Okay, so now Dell offers Alienware laptops and desktops, and they're the gaming laptops, and they are monster machines, and they're expensive as hell. But there's good reason. They are huge machines. I mean, 3rd generation i7 processors. Huge amount of RAM.
Like
the motherboard is
Cosmeo,
what?
like the Cosmeo,
And
Yeah.
when is yours coming?
Yeah. What's that?
When is yours coming?
Next month.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. That's
So-
what I thought.
I'm just saying, compared to Cosmeo against Alienware, you know what I mean?
The
7, the
Alienware,
i7.
Right.
The Alienware would be better because it has a different architecture on the bus. So the
Does it
motherboard's
has a
better.
GeForce?
Was that?
GeForce?
2 gig GeForce video card in it, or you can get the Radeon 2 gig on it. Lots of memory, lots of hard drive, and they really decked this thing out to make it like, I mean, you kick on the power and it has a recoil. Okay,
Yeah, the whole table begins to vibrate.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so back to reviews.
So the point was we were out looking at these laptops, going, well, which one what we want? And the person was like, I'll never buy an Alienware, blah blah blah. And then one of the reviews was just so negative, but it doesn't tell you why they're negative.
No
about
specifics.
it. Right. And it was funny because one person in the family that was talking about it was, well, I won't buy it because this review is negative and I go, yeah, but the person doesn't say anything. It doesn't matter. It was a negative review. Well, now that means that we're giving power to the ghosts in the system to determine what we buy and what we don't buy. And I think that's just kind of wrong. I would rather have something where if you don't post a decent review where there's something decent in there where it says, I won't buy this laptop again because
facts to back it up.
Right. Not just an opinion thrown out there.
Where do you find this a lot lately?
What do you mean?
I'm thinking
All over.
Well, not all over, but specifically if you're like an eBay buyer.
Oh, right.
You have to leave, well, you don't have to, I guess, but
you should
leave feedback all the time. And if somebody's got negative feedback, are you going to buy something from that person?
Right. Well, debatable.
Online?
I mean,
right. If it's debatable.
Well, personally, I don't like buying on eBay anyway, because I mean, you're really buying from a no name, no face. I mean,
you're taking a roll of the dice, really.
Yeah.
Just like I say, I got to do my advertisement. Full of the spring.
Son of a bitch.
Did you just drop the son of a word?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that.
This is a PJ show, you know?
It is a PG-13 show. That was a slip of the tongue. I forgot where I was, That was fun. Oh, boy.
Boy, you're going to have to find that out, aren't you?
Yeah, I can't even edit that out. I'm sorry. Hey, let me do my advertisement.
There you go.
Well, I thought I'd do my advertisement, too. It doesn't taste like fish.
Anyway.
Well, Poland Springs doesn't. It comes out of the spring instead of the lake.
I think that's funny.
Anyway, back on topic.
I don't even know how we're going to get back on topic after that. That's bad.
Well, that's whether you like it or don't like it. I like Pepsi. You like Coke.
Right. Coke tastes like fish, and Pepsi tastes like chicken. I mean,
anyway, buying a new computer or laptop. What do you need to know? You compare apples to apples, and
that's one of the things
deals possible.
Yeah, I
just think if you eat prunes enough, you'll.
Most people, I mean, the average buyer out there that's just buying a typical laptop, they're not really looking for performance or really trying to deck out a machine. I really think the big three things that you need to look at is one. Well, actually, four things. Let me add one more to that because I just thought of something as I was thinking about it. Processor and processor speed. Okay, if you're not buying an i series, an Intel
i3,
processor,
i5,
something,
i7.
Right. If you're not buying one of those processors right now, you're behind the times. I like the i3s only because they don't overheat. I don't know if the new i5s and 7s don't overheat as much or not.
My 5 when I'm playing Diablo.
Yep.
That fan kicks on, and boy, the heat that comes out of the side of this thing,
right?
Man, you could toast your toast if you put it there.
Nice.
That's how hot it is. I mean, it's really hot.
Welcome to Grilleria.
But it hangs over the edge of the table, so I don't have to worry about the table. But I'm just saying, this thing here throws a lot of heat. This i5 Cosmeo, because that's
Toshiba,
the brand.
Yep.
Because that's the brand I like, and I never had any problem with the one that you got now doing our
just a little slow now because it's older, but not a big deal.
Older. What do you want?
I don't know. What do I want? I know what I really want, but I ain't gonna get what I really want.
But
but maybe if you had some sponsorships, maybe we would.
Right.
But anyway, that one there was. To play games, it wouldn't let me play all the games, and you kept buying me games and says, "Well, there ain't no problem with that. You should be able to play it." I couldn't play it.
Well, it was finally the video card, right?
Yeah, it was all due to the video card.
So
number two.
So number two, processor. Of course, the next thing that you're going to want to look at is memory. Okay, so how much RAM do you have?
I have I think 4 or 8.
Right.
8 gig.
I think you got 4 or 6. 6.
I got to find it down here on start. Don't I start?
Right-click my computer. Go properties.
All right, we'll go that
Hey, if you want to check
And
your
it's-
computer out at home, that's a good way to check out your processor and memory. Right-click my computer and go properties. Right there on the first page, it tells you what the processor is, what the operating system is, and how much RAM you
I'm
got.
into my computer.
And that was your Tech Talk Live Minute. Sponsored
I don't
today
even
by.
But I'm in my, right click my
Sponsored by
computer.
Poland Springs because it tastes like fish.
It
Or it doesn't
says,
taste like
click
fish.
here
One of the
for
two.
shortcuts cancel.
What?
Mine says when I right-click computer, my computer.
Right-click computer or my computer and go down to properties. And then it should give you the big screen. I just did it on the... Oh, my God. I did it on the video computer. How stupid.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Oh, it's just going to be slow.
Going to be slow, huh?
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, it's just a little bit.
Holy
Wow,
cow,
that's cool.
Yeah, that
That
was
was cool.
pretty right? Close.
Create a show.
You're moving at the same time if it's saying create shortcut. You have to just right-click and then properties.
There we go. Properties.
There you go.
There you go.
And I am running X775, and it's an Intel processor at 2.30 gigahertz.
Not bad.
Memory
not great.
installed is 6 gigabytes,
So you got 6 gigabytes on that machine.
but I can go up to as high as
8 or 16, one of the two. Last time I checked, it was 8 or 16.
I think at 16 I can go up
Yeah.
to.
So you'd have to replace because there's 4 banks in the bottom of that thing. Which I love that machine. By the way, it's great. But okay. So first thing, check your processor. If you're out online buying, the faster the number is, the higher the number is in gigahertz for a processor, the better it is. But stay in the i series. I personally like the Intel series. I have yet to get a good AMD processor. I don't know why. I don't know why I have such bad luck with them. I'm not trying to knock them, but I do.
You did have some, didn't you?
No, I've never. I had a couple.
I thought that Acer was an AMD.
I've returned every single AMD processor I've ever had. So, I mean, I might just be having bad luck. Some other people I know have AMD processors and they love them. So
Right.
I'm not trying to knock them. That's the whole thing. I'm not.
I think I bought an AMD and it it wasn't compatible or something, and I remember, and then I had to take it back and swap it for an Intel.
You either had to swap it for an Intel or we had to patch it. And then when we tried to patch it, it locked. It locked the whole computer. Pretty much bricked the computer, and then we took it back.
Well, it's like I say, here is facts that we're using instead of, I just don't like it,
Right.
Right.
But like I said, I mean, so processor, the higher the megahertz number is or gigahertz number is, the faster the machine is running. So you at 2 gigahertz, me at 3 gigahertz, I would be running faster.
Dual processors now.
Well, the I series of Intel processor is multi-core. So depending on which series you have, gives you either 4, 16, or 32 cores, basically. Which the 3rd generation i7, I think, is 32 core, I think.
And that thing is
Screaming.
I mean, hot.
Right.
Give us good heat.
So now
like
you
I
check
told-
your gigs, right? So how
Yeah.
many gigs do you got? Okay, how many gigs of RAM do you got?
Right.
Well, if you go out and you look and you say, oh, geez, I can get a 6 gig machine, a 4 gig machine, or a 2 gig machine. Da, 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 da. A lot of people just look at price, and sometimes they're not really comparing apples to oranges, or they are comparing apples to oranges, and they're not getting the best deal for what they.
just like I was telling Donna about, she's hot, and she says it only comes in flashes now.
Wow. Sorry, Donna. Feel free to call in and comment.
Oh well, back to the other.
Oh my
Anyway,
God! I think I'm
well,
having a hot flash.
Well, it is getting kind of warm in here all of a sudden. Number 3. You got
As
the
we
processor, you got memory.
continue.
What else?
Number 3 would be the video card. You want to find out what type of video card you have in your machine, whether it's a
Especially-
laptop or a desktop.
Especially if you're a gamer.
Especially if you're a gamer. If you don't,
Definitely.
if you are any type of gamer, go with a better video card because it'll help you every time.
I've kind of got lost with the video cards. The GeForce. Remember when we were building computers and all that stuff? And man, we were right up on all the latest technology of GeForce, Radeon, and all these other video cards. You know what I mean? And we knew exactly right off the top of our head, which one
Right.
was the better of the cards.
Right.
But I'm still partial to GeForce.
I like GeForce,
NVIDIA.
but NVIDIA's kind of fallen off the horse. I think their company's kind of swearing right this second, so I don't think they're producing a really good chip right this second. Probably by Christmas they'll be producing again good as long as they get their act together.
Right.
ATI was bought out by AMD. Like I said before, I don't have nothing against AMD. I just wonder if it's going to be a good product or not eventually. But
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Yep.
But that's really where the end all be all as far as my experience goes with that. So so number 3 was the video card, and if you are definitely a gamer, get the better video card. If you're not a gamer, it doesn't really matter too much.
Well, it's like I said, with this Cosmio with the GeForce card in it. I mean, shadowing and 3D effects and
Kicking it right up, right?
Man, I'll tell you, it's something else. And even some of the old games that I used to play,
A little more detail now.
all the detail and everything that stands out in them,
Things that you weren't seeing before.
So
Much clearer now.
right.
So, then the last thing that you want to look for is storage. What are you going to use a laptop or desktop for?
My storage, I just take my laptop and fold it up and put it in the case.
I think I just need 1 terabyte.
All wrong storage.
Wireless terabyte. Throw it on the desk and you should be good to go.
Wow.
So anyway, the storage.
So storage, you want to look at what your storage
hard drive.
requirements are and what you're looking for storage. Now, like if you really want performance, I mean, really, if you really want some performance, you buy a main hard drive that's an SSD. What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
No, you start.
I don't want to go down that road now. That's all right.
All these thought processes come by.
I have a hard drive, and it's a big hard drive. Hey, ladies.
We're talking performance.
We don't have any floppies anymore. They've gone.
Yeah, we're talking performance. So
All right. So anyway, performance for a laptop or any type of computer.
Yeah,
You can buy
it's
these new
Viagra.
SSDs. The
and it
solid
doesn't
state.
include a little blue pill either. Right?
Wow.
Blu-ray,
Viva
maybe.
Viagra, right? Anyways.
Blu-ray, maybe, but anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Holy cow.
But anyway, your
Welcome to your Tech Talk Live minute.
your storage is your thumb drive, right?
No. Well, it is, but it's and that's not what
It's
my
a good
point was.
backup.
It
How
would be-
about your terabit?
Well, what I was thinking was to get performance, if you get a solid state hard drive, these new solid state hard drives, they come in. You are still laughing over that.
So, boy, we're gonna
Oh
have
my
to,
God.
whatever he's drinking, we got to cut him off.
Wait a minute.
Cheers to you.
Cheers. There we go.
There you go. Merry Christmas. Anyhow, so these new solid state hard drives,
Yeah.
still laughing. Okay, you can
Go
get them in,
ahead.
you can get them in 64 gig, you get them
Does
in
it
32
hum?
gig. It does help. And what happens is you put the what?
Does it hum?
Does it
I
hum?
didn't say help.
Oh, that's
Vibrates
was
the
trying
desk
to
a
read
little
your
bit,
lips.
probably, right? Oh, I'm sorry.
But it's solid state. There's nothing that whirls.
Right?
Right. There's no moving parts. It's just like a thumb drive. It's all just chips on a board, and it's the fastest access you can get because random access is instant. So what you do is you buy a small one of those, like 16 gig, 32 gig, or something. It'd be like $200, and that's your primary operating system hard drive. So that's where you install Windows 7. Then you get your storage drive, a 2 terabyte, a 1 terabyte, whatever you're going to use for a hard drive in the machine, and that's your actual data and file storage, and that's all in there.
Everything I got on this laptop is only just a minor little part of the hard drive or the.
Well, see,
Hard
now
drive
somebody
in
like
there.
me, I'm looking at my hard drive, and now with this new camera, I mean,
You make it bigger. Zoom
I'm
in
gonna
on it.
need to make it bigger. Holy
Right.
cow! I mean,
I think you
I
get
got
that
a
terabyte
21
over there.
I got 2 terabytes over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but I mean, I'm just thinking, holy cow! You got a 21 megapixel camera, which I mean, a lot of the consumer cameras are catching up. They're 18 megapixels or whatever. If you take raw files and you actually shoot like a pro, you're gonna burn up. I mean, 10 pictures is 250 megs, so a quarter of a gig. 10 pictures. So every 40 picture is a gig.
Yeah.
That's a lot of space
But
required.
you take 700 pictures,
Right. Well, there you go. You just burned up what?
a terabit,
Yeah.
or pretty close to it.
Right. Typical wedding, how many do you shoot? 300, 400 per
400, at least.
Yeah, per photographer. I can't even imagine the space requirements.
So if
So-
you and somebody else was taking pictures of the same wedding,
Right.
Now you got to go
Hopefully.
through all them and say which ones you want so we can put them on a disc.
Right. So
So anyway, we got about 5 minutes left. Give us a call. Get your name in on the drawing. We're doing the drawing tonight, right?
yeah, we
Yep.
can do it.
Yep,
Do it anytime.
315-220-0692. Or
Yeah, Tech Talk. Email us at techtalklive.ny
your
at
name.
gmail.com.
get your name in for the drawing.
Check us out.
5 minutes to
Like
go.
us on Facebook.
Yeah,
Touch my nose. Like us on Facebook.
Yeah, and touch my nose. Put me out of misery. Eat your nosy.
Right?
Wow.
Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt there, but
That's okay. I like interruptions.
less chance to get your name in.
Okay, what else do you want to talk about? You want to do the whole communication thing? The history?
Well,
before?
that the communication things we could just kind of highlight it through. What I was started to say is the communication things. When I first grew up, we used to make bonfires and make smoke signals. Then they come out with this phone that you lifted the receiver up and you'd ring, 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 and the operator would ask, "What number do you want? You want R21, please."
Do it again. Do it again.
So,
Let's see that
then-
sound effect.
then it
you
went
can be
in-
a fat pig too.
Oi!
so then it went into the kashink, the dial,
The
and
rotary dial, yeah.
yeah,
dial.
and then it started with a push button.
Pulse dial.
Yeah, and now it's all
Touch
done
tone.
with your little two-way communicator there,
Cell phone.
cell phone. Yeah. So you punch
Star-
the buttons
Star
in,
Trek.
and then you say talk, and
We're
who
in
do you?
Star Trek, two-way communicator.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
So here you got the way technology is advanced for communications.
Right.
And then, like I said, I can remember when I was growing up, TV, when it come out, television communication, it started out with a little black and white set, and the thing was only on for an hour. You watched Howdy Doody at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the news until 6, and it went off the air.
So, in other words, what you're telling us is that you're just absolutely amazed at how far technology has come since you've been alive.
Yeah, but like I say, now
You had the
now it's
rabbit
all,
ears with aluminum foil on it. You
Right.
had 3, 5, and
Snide
9
has a
No, we
pair of
didn't.
rabbit ears
Well,
that he wears all
with
the
the
time.
UHF on it. Yeah.
Well,
Channel.
that come later, but I'm just saying we only had one channel there at the time when TV first came on. And like I said, Howdy Doody at 1 and a half an hour of news, and that was it.
How they do
And heaven forbid you had to get up and change the channel,
Right.
Yeah,
Heaven
with only
forbid.
one channel.
right?
So now
That's why you had kids. Hey, change the channel. Thanks.
so
Okay,
now,
stop.
But now today's technology, you got these flat screens and everything is done electronically. You don't even see it anymore, and
Right.
now
You
don't hear.
now you have TVs that connect to the internet and can provide you with Netflix and all these other download services.
right. Well, that's iPad.
Download your app on your smartphone, and you can sit there and change the channels right on your TV
Oh, right.
using your smartphone.
Yep.
Nowadays.
Well, iPad is
iPad,
for
same way.
Netflix and all that.
What did somebody tell me the other day? Laziness is the mother of all invention.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but no, I'm just saying the
I want one of
technology
those
of the
beer
flat
launchers.
screen, the LCDs or LEDs or LCDs, LED
Doesn't matter,
screens.
whichever.
But anyway, now you take and look at a stadium, a football stadium, and those televisions that they have up there at the end of the field, and they're all done with lights, 3 lights in each pixel,
Yep.
and
LED. Basically, it's a huge LED.
right, and they are showing pictures of that thing. The size. Now here's another one. NASCAR is doing it with on the racetracks on the far side of the
Right.
track with a great big 80-foot screen.
Right.
And what's controlling that back behind the scenes? It's probably a computer. Right?
Probably different guys throwing a little switch and say, "Oh, you got to have this one on it." Oh, no,
That's old technology.
but it's all done with electronics. But now, anyway, drive-in movies have gone out. You know what I mean? We don't see drive-in movies now. You could get an 80-foot screen and watch Netflix on there in the drive-in movie theater.
Actually, there's a
New generation of drive-in movie theaters.
Well, actually, there is one
should,
already. There is one already in
Cha-ching.
Georgia. They have a drive-in movie theater that is made up of basically the same thing. It's just a huge LED screen, basically.
Got to be like the one in the Dallas Cowboy Stadium. Probably.
Yeah, pretty
That
much,
one's
but bigger.
Huge.
It's
But you
like,
got to be a half a mile away or 3 barnyards over in order to view the thing.
That just must
Right.
light up everything, the whole
Right.
neighborhood.
Yeah, it probably does. Well,
But how much electricity does it take to run something like that?
Right, exactly.
Very little. Very little.
Well, comparable.
because they're LEDs.
Yeah,
Right.
comparable to if you put TVs up there or something. Yes,
Yeah.
it's little compared to what it would take. To,
Anyway, I think we got about a minute left, right?
yes. So you've been
we wanted
listening to Tech Talk Live. I'm Flipper.
I'm Snide.
And I'm JJ. And we should do this drawing, I think.
Oh, well, yeah, we
What do you
should
think?
probably, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Shake
so
it up, baby.
All right.
Shake
Shake
it
it
up,
up,
baby. Shake it up, baby.
Who's drawing it?
Twist and shout.
JJ's
oh,
drawing it.
JJ's
All right.
going to draw again.
No, I can't get my
All
hand
right.
in it.
can't
Let's see
get
what
in
we get here. And the magic. And who is it?
And we have Burl Osborne.
Oh, look at that. All right, cool.
Burl.
Big
All right.
Burl.
Big Burl.
Big Burl.
Big B.
All right.
See? B. Yeah.
I will send it over. I will send that thumb drive over to Burl.
Congratulations,
Thank you
Burl.
for sending in your comments on email and stuff.
And any and all donations are greatly appreciated.
Absolutely.
Any sponsor would be helpful.
Right. And you've been listening to Tech Talk Live. I'm Flipper.
I'm Snide.
And I'm JJ.
And we're on every Saturday morning on Finger Lakes 1 TV. Finger Lakes 1.tv.
.tv.
Something like that, yes.
Finger Lakes 1 TV.
Anyway.
So,
So,
Anyway, see you next Saturday.
all right, we're out of here.
hopefully.
Hopefully.
Happy 4th, July 4th to you.
Be safe.
Yep.
And we're out of here.
See ya.
See ya.
You've been listening to your technology talk show. Tune in next time to Tech Talk Live.